Shalom. It's that time of it's the Lord, 54, and he will pass over North Carolina.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
The ISUPK, under Commander General Yohana, will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center. This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family.
Oh, you think I'm bullshitting? Wait till I get with you. If I gotta go to ground, I'ma shut the town down. I ain't about to stop until I hit sand down. All you gonna see is a lot of men down.
The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center.
We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go to ground. You dealing with the middle.
For Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to isupk.com to purchase your tickets today. $200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout.
The
We
Lord,
just want the praise.
54th annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. Commander General Yohana has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Pull yourself. Pull yourself.
She can't let you leave.
Oh, fuck. Man, you need a little camera on in your life. We are live. Shalom.
Go through all that one. I appreciate that.
Salah.
Things like that happen all the time. Just give me a second. Just make sure share, subscribe. Okay. I just want to check the sound to make sure the sound is to Wab. Let me get a one. Is the sound is to Wab? Is the sound good?
If the sound's good, give us a one, Baba Koshar.
Okay, I got it. I hear it. Yes, sir. All right. We're going to go straight in. Hard Body 1 West. I'm Precinct Officer Paratazar out of Yonkers, New York. This is ISUPK. Start off with 1 West 125th Street under Commander General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They are the chosen people of this Bible. First of all, let's clap it up for the Lord. And also, this is Tuesday. So this is Tuesday ISUPK Brotherhood class. Let's clap it up for the Brotherhood. This is going on to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians who are the chosen people of the Bible. Who are the chosen people of the Bible. You know, in ISUPK since 1969. We've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians how to have brotherhood according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? How to have brotherhood according to the Bible. Do you hear me, Yonkers? Do Yonkers know that how, you know what I'm saying? Do Yonkers know about brotherhood? Do Yonkers know about love? Do Yonkers know about becoming a friend or a companion or a father or a mother or a cousin? Do we know this, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? And if we do know this, who gave us the definition of these words? Who gave us the definition on love? Slakia, sir. If I may, can you look up the definition of love, sir? The definition of love, according to our slave master, according to, you know what I'm saying, according to these dictionary words. We need to know about love, according to the people who we under, according to this country, America. What is love? Because I'm telling you right now, According to the Bible, we don't know what love is. We don't even know who we are. We walking around with our slave master names on our backs. So we don't know who we are. And we just go along to get along. So if you have it, can you read that, the definition of love?
Love, an intense feeling or deep affection.
What?
Intense feeling or deep affection.
Intense feeling or a deep affection? A feeling. But in Yonkers, we got people who thinking about blowing their head off, right? That's a feeling.
Right.
An intense feeling. So it's a feeling. So a feeling could change and go at any time, depending on which way the weather goes. People look outside and see, you know what I'm saying, see that it's raining. They got an intense feeling that they're feeling down. They have nothing to do. Or people outside in Yonkers look outside and see the sun is out. And so there's a tense feeling that is saying that I feel good now. So it's a feeling. It's not an action. So can you read that from the top, sir? And this is our slave master definition of love, according to this country. Go read it. Read that, sir.
An intense feeling of deep affection.
A intense feeling of deep affection. There's more. There's any similarities? Similar to that? Any similar words?
Deep affection, fondness, tenderness.
Tenderness.
Warmth, intimacy, attachment.
Warmth, intimacy, or attachment.
Warmth.
Warmth.
Yeah.
Intensity or this is all compulsive, like an animal. Because you know what I'm saying? Our slave masters say there's a high intensity of a deep emotion to another man loving another man. A feeling. One day you feel good, one day you feel bad. You wake up in the morning, you decided to become your mother. You know what I'm saying? Then the next day you wake up the next day, you want to become your father. A feeling, not according to the Bible. This is some perverted, you know what I'm saying? Our oppressor, who's a perverted nation, he go by feelings. If he, you know what I'm saying, whatever get him off. Right. Whatever make him come, whatever make him high, whatever make him drunk, whatever make him feel good. That's what he calls love. If his stomach is full, oh, that's love. If he have an orgasm, oh, that's love. If he have a high euphoric feeling, oh, that's love. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we don't know what love is, according to the Bible. We don't. Let me get that scripture. What is that? 1 John chapter 1, verse, I think is 26. If I'm not mistaken. Let me get that. On that definition of love.
26, you said?
Yeah, I think it's, yeah.
You said 1 John?
Yeah, 1 John.
It's not that one.
Oh, it's not that one. Was it chapter 6? Because we don't even know what love is.
What are you looking for exactly?
Walk in love.
1 John 5:3. Wait, work, huh?
Walk in love, so.
Walk in love.
Come.
Hold on.
I just had it up there. Matter of fact, you could drop that. Let's go to 1 John 5:3. Then we can pull that up later on. That's all good. You know what I'm saying? According to the Bible, let's find out what love is.
For this is 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of God.
Read on.
That we keep his commandments.
That we do what?
Keep his commandments.
This is for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? Who are the 12 tribes of Israel according to the Bible. This is what love is for our nation.
Right.
For our nation, not for no other nation. You know what I'm saying? Not for, you know what I'm saying? Not for anybody else but Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indian, God's people. This is love. This is what we know what love is, because this is what the Most High God told us what love is. Read that from the top, sir.
For this is the love of God.
You know,
that we keep his commandments.
That we do what?
Keep his commandments.
You know what I'm saying? If we love the Most High God, and this is the definition of love, that we do what?
Keep his commandments.
Go on, son.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Oh, his commandments is what?
Not grievous.
The love of God is what?
Not grievous.
Oh, that's the love of God, to keep his commandments, his laws, statutes, his commandments that you find in the Old Testament. So say, you know what I'm saying? Now what we have to say, Black, Hispanics, Native American Indians, what exactly is the commandments? What exactly is love? This is the love of God. This is how we love God. And a lot of us is saying that we love God, but we just talking like our oppressor. That's the way we just talk. Just like our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We do that all the time. Just like our oppressor. The love of the, you know what I'm saying? The love of the Most High God is following his law, statutes, and commandments. That is love. That's how we can love one another if we love the Most High God. If we love the Most High God. But guess who we love? We love our oppressor. That's who we love. We love our oppressor. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. To the point that we would kill, you know what I'm saying, our own brother. You heard what happened in Memphis. 5 brothers. Was it 5 brothers, sir?
Khan.
5 brothers. That was who was they working for, sir? What was their occupation?
Police.
There was what?
Police.
Oh man, they was police officers. Protect and serve. Protect and serve. Only thing they protecting and serving is our oppressor. They took on the philosophy by our oppression. Our oppressor, Salakia, our oppressor. That's what they did. They didn't have no compassion for nobody else but for our slave master. Are we sick, boss? Are we sick, boss? Our house caught on fire, boss. Our government boss. Our police department boss. Our police department. Our army boss. Do any blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, do any black man that's here in America that classify themselves as African American, do they have an army? Do we have an army? Do we have a police force to protect us from anybody who don't look like us? Do any African American, do we have our own police station? Do we have our own police force? Do we? That, you know what I'm saying? Any African American police force going around the African American community and policing the community. Do we have that? Do we have it? Or we have our slave master police force and we integrated into that police station. That's what we did. They taught us how to be a police station. How to be a police officer. Our slave master taught us how to become a police officer. You don't build, you know what I'm saying? So-called African Americans, you know what I'm saying? So-called Hispanics, so-called Native American Indians, you don't bleed Native American Indian. We don't bleed, you know what I'm saying, so-called Hispanic. We don't bleed so-called African American. Guess what we bleed? We believe blue. We believe, you know what I'm saying? We believe, you know, the oppressor of this country. We believe American. That's what we believe. The stuff that come out our arms, we believe that American. That's what's going on. We took on our oppressor philosophy. There's any cops that's out there right now. That's out there right now. You fighting for America. You fighting for our slave masters. Because if you was a cop in the 60s, it would have been you would have been putting the water hose on our people that was demonstrating. Because you would have got the order from your slave master and say, you better be putting those holes on those people who protesting against this beautiful, you know what I'm saying, apple pie American country. That would have been you. Any officer. There's any officer that's on the chat line right now. I mean, that's in the and that's online right now. Tell me if I'm wrong. Whatever your officer would have told you, if brothers and sisters is fighting against police brutality, you know what I'm saying, white supremacy, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, the government, you know what I'm saying, the government that's oppressing us, lynching, that's coming in our neighborhood and doing us wrong, you would have been on the same side of our oppressor. The same thing with Yahweh was going on back then. Slavery. The house Negro and the field Negro. The field Negro would say, yo, let's separate from this house. Let's separate from them. They hurting us. The house Negro watched the field Negro watching outside the window from the house, watching his brothers and sisters is being beat. And still we say our government. That's our government. And that's exactly the same mentality that those brothers in Memphis have. You fighting against us. We all cops. You're not like us. This is who I work for. I work for these people. I don't see you as a brother. I see you as a piece of dirt. The way our oppressors see us. That's the reason why we could beat them down to dust and kill them and not feel nothing. Don't feel nothing. Because not one brother stood up with integrity, with honor, and say, no, I'm protecting this person right here. We're gonna arrest him and bring him down and let the courts deal with him. Not one brother said that. No integrity. Their loyalty was to the slave master and to, you know what I'm saying, to the murderer. That's what their loyalty was at, sir. Salaki, you had a hand up?
No, I was gonna say they treated him like he was a criminal.
Oh yes. They treated him like he
Right,
wasn't. Go ahead, sir.
And I was gonna say that's the problem. They thought they were beating. They have a cushion of usually you'll be able to find something wrong with my criminal record, what makes it okay to beat me off the idea that I'm a criminal because I have a history of crime. The problem is they got a literal mama's boy. This brother ran to his mama's house and cried as the police beat him. No criminal record whatsoever. So they're the evil ones.
Oh, God.
And regardless whether he had a record or not, that's senseless and unnecessary.
Well, look at it as this. He's a criminal, right? But that's what our slave master called us back then.
Right.
They love Martin Luther King. They love Nelson Mandela. They love this. They love these people. They love them. Our slave master loved them. But they was classified as terrorists.
Forget about it.
They was classified as terrorists in America. Martin Luther King was a terrorist. I hope people know that. Nelson Mandela was classified as a terrorist. I hope these people know that. Now we don't go by the philosophy of these people, not at all. But this is, you know what I'm saying? This is what our slave master was classifying people like that. That's what they was classified, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Anytime blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians stand up for ourselves, we are terrorists to this country. And that's the reason why those brothers from Memphis got the orders to put on those fire hose on our brothers. They did the same, you know what I mean? We was doing the same thing back then. They took on the armor of the slave master. Are we sick, boss? Our government boss. Our police department boss. That's what that was doing. That was that. Oh, no. I'm not one of those Negroes. I'm not them. I'm different.
Right.
I'm going to show you a different. You know how old this is, sir? We have songs about it.
About what?
You don't remember NWA? F the police.
Oh yeah.
Black cop showing off from the white cop.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
I
forget
forgot
this. People forget this stuff.
So like I forgot to mention that yesterday, but I was replaying to just go and see like how my class was, and I was thinking about that. Like I should have brought out half the police. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that,
he really said that. Yeah.
Not only that. People
Boys
forget
in the
Boys in
Hood.
the Hood. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it. Why people keep on saying that? Oh no, you know what I'm saying? These was black cops. You know what I'm saying? These is, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't white cop, they was black cop. No. It's the whole system of, you know what I'm saying, of being a cop.
Right.
It's the whole system. This is how they train these cops. It was doing it back then. Go ahead, sir.
And then you got Bernie Mac, who really sat there and gave you the raw mentality of these cops. And don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. And it's like he did it with comedy, but at the end of the day, they really just hate black people. They hate pepper because it's black. They hate they black gums. They hate Whoopi Goldberg's black behind. Like they really just hate everything black. Like they have no care in the world that this is another black man. How dare you make me run and do my job? I am now going to beat you to piss.
You know, and you know what, sir? What happened to the I think they call it 100, and I'm going after these. I'm going after them. 100 black law enforcement. Where are they at? Because they always say, yo, we're going to change it within. Yo, you was trained to kill black people. You was trained to do that. You was trained to do that. You was trained to put on the philosophy of another nation, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why you worship white Jesus. That, you know what I mean? This is just the same thing. If you're a black Christian, you worship white Jesus. If you're, you know what I'm saying? If you're a black cop, you worship white cops to kill black people. That's how you was trained, because that was the foundation. I'm gonna pull the race card every time. The reason why I'm going to pull a race card, because if I don't pull a race card, I'm not playing with a full deck. This is in the foundation. This is in the foundation.
Like,
So,
if I may,
go ahead, sir.
because you gotta understand, it's like I said this yesterday. You're not certain things you can't do inside white communities.
That's right.
Like there's like white communities can be messed up from the flow up, and like you can have a very bad meth problem. You cannot treat those white people like you treat niggas.
No, how dare you?
Like what's it called? Like you have to give them a level of sympathy. And here's the thing about it. The reason I want to bring it up is because, like I said this yesterday, the Scorpion unit or the special unit that these officers come from, because they're not regular cops. So you're aware that.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that. But
these are not regular.
Go ahead, sir. Yeah,
I'm aware of that. I'm gonna be quick. These are not regular cops. These are a special unit that the city asked for, not the officials, meaning like the public, the community. They asked for someone to do something about the drug problem, someone to do something about the murders, so on and so forth. And they thought the answer was more police on the streets. Now the police have killed people. And it's like, you don't see these things with the white community because the white community takes things like that into their own hands.
Calm. And they have a history of doing that.
Right. And here's the thing about it, though. I'm about to end off with this, but like, the reason that's so messed up is because there was a time when we did do the same thing. Drug dealers used to get beat up, right? But drug dealers could also run to the police and say, yo, they beat me up and stole my drugs and stole my property. And then you'll get arrested for assaulting a drug dealer. And what you find is is that in order, it's like kind of with us. Like people ask us, why do we have the camera? Why do we call police if something attacks the camp? Because the minute we put hands on you, the first question we're going to be asked is, why didn't we call the police?
That's
Why
right.
didn't we do anything? But if you attack a group of white men trying to push their conservative views, and you assault them and they beat the crap out of you and they hold you to the ground and wait for the police, no one's going to say, oh, you were violent to that cat. No, they used their Second Amendment right. They did a citizen's arrest, so on and so forth. Like, so it's a level of what's called not only a level of they care for their people, but we're not even allowed. Us trying to have care for our people is detrimental and harmful to us. Because if we go out and we deal with the drug dealers, you should let the police handle it. But when white people do it, oh, they're protecting their community.
They're protecting their community because guess what? We don't have no community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just, you know what I'm saying? It just so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians is occupying these communities. But we do have communities. You understand what I'm saying? And we do have communities out there. But once we start taking the responsibility of our community, there's an issue because they know that we don't need them. They always sticking their nose into our business. And now, you know what I'm saying? Now it got to the point that a lot of, you know what I'm saying, Blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians think that we need these people. If they wanted to police, why they couldn't police their own people? Why they, you know what I'm saying? Why they couldn't have those brothers come up and say, yo, we're going to police our own, you know what I'm saying, our people against, you know what I'm saying, against these officers if they was righteous. But no, they want to be slave masters. Our people want to be slave masters. Salakia, sir. Let's go into let's go on these in the Maccabees. Let me go First Maccabees chapter 2 verse, what is that, 17?
Now I remember that's kind of that's
a
little long. So you know what I mean? I don't know if you want to try to because that one's gonna be long, so I don't know about the element.
I chop it down, sir. Because I would just want to teach you Blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians, because this is the Brotherhood class. To understand that in spite of, you know what I'm saying, in spite of that, you seeing black cops doing this, we know that in the hood. We know that on the block. This ain't anything new. Those cops took on the philosophy of their slave master. They want to be their slave master. They don't want to show no brotherhood to the community. They want to kill the community because they think they're strong now because they got their slave master behind them. And we took on that trait. Instead of protecting brothers like, you know, what was his name? Tyree Nichols? Tyree Nichols. Instead of protecting Tyree Nichols. Said it was, you know what I'm saying? Said it was timed enough, you know what I'm saying, to look at, you know what I'm saying, to look at those goddamn animals, to stand up at that moment in time to say, no, this brother gonna be protected. And anybody step forward, I'm willing to die for, you know what I'm saying, from this, you know what I'm saying, this brother that's on the floor. The brother that can defend it cannot defend himself. I'm going to be the officer who stand up for this.
Yeah.
There's any more cowards that's in that, you know what I'm saying, that's in that precinct right now in Memphis. Bunch of goddamn cowards. Bunch of cowards. But y'all love the rapists. Y'all willing to get raped by the precinct. Y'all bunch of cowards. They you know they're pumping all the weights, they're doing all the push-ups, all the dips, all that stuff. But when it come down to it, when it's ready to stand up and do the goddamn right thing, do the, you know what I'm saying, do the honorable thing, they're a bunch of goddamn cowards. All of you. And I'm going to say it. My number is 914-396-4548. That's my number. Call me. I teach you how to be a man. Isupk will teach you how to be a goddamn man and not be afraid to do the right thing. But you know, in this country, no good deed going unpunished. You know that, sir, right? That's what they say in this country. No good deed going unpunished. How backwards is that? If a brother in Memphis precinct, in the same precinct that those five, you know what I'm saying, that those five, you know what I'm saying, those five brothers that beat up that brother, if they stand up, honorable, and say, I'm against this. Because there's no few bad apples. You understand that, sir? There's no few bad apples. We don't go by that. If it's one, it's all. It's all. It's everybody in that goddamn precinct. Everybody is guilty of what those five people done. Everybody, because they have been trained. The mayor of that city is guilty of that beating. I don't care what he did. He was there. He beat that kid down.
Forget about it.
All of them is guilty. The governor is guilty also. Because they breathed the environment for it. All of them is guilty. All of them.
Forget about it.
All of them. Y'all a bunch of goddamn cowards. Who the one going to stand up? You know what I'm saying? Going to stand up 10 toes down in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? In the precinct. In amongst, you know what I'm saying? In amongst that, you know what I'm saying? Amongst the police officer and say, y'all a bunch of goddamn cowards.
Oof.
Who want to stand up? Because you're weak. Because you're weak. Can you, let me get that. Let me show you whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you this is old news.
Right.
Because we was doing it back then. The Israelites was doing it back then. Hey, let's go with them. They got the good dress. They got the good food. Oh, they over us. Let me take on their philosophy. Let me get First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 17. So let me get that. Because I'm going to let you know what was going on in the Maccabees when the Greeks came into our country and putting this new philosophy on us. Try to change who we are. And you had cowards that didn't want to stand up for righteousness. That didn't want to stand up for the Most High God. They didn't want to stand up for the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? That didn't want to stand up for that. That's willing to beat their brother down for a couple of shekels and some accolades. Some good sayings amongst our slave master. Can you read that, sir? Can you have it?
This is First Maccabees 2 and 17.
Go on, sir.
Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise.
So this is, you know what I'm saying? This is Mattathias. Read on.
Thou art a ruler.
This is the king talking to Mattathias, correct?
The king's officer,
The
Khan.
king officers talking to Mattathias. Read on, sir.
Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city.
A what?
A ruler and an honorable and great man in this city.
Oh, this is the officers right here. Bigging up those five, you know what I'm saying? Those five cops. Oh, man. Y'all honorable. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking on your chart. I'm looking on the chart. You know what I'm saying? And you passed this class and you're doing this and you're strong and you're looking good. You're looking good. You know what I'm saying?
And strengthened with sons and brethren.
And yeah, strength. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look like that. You know what I'm saying? The five of your brothers look really tight together. They're doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You're doing the damn thing. Read on.
18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment.
Oh, come down. I need your five brothers to come down to the precinct. You know what I'm saying? To come down and so you can meet the chief. You know what I'm saying? So I can show the chief how good work that your five brothers was doing over here in Memphis. You know what I mean? Doing around this community. You know what I'm saying? Doing such a good king's work. This was going on. They was doing the king's work. You know what I'm saying? They was doing, you know what I'm saying? These five brothers was doing such a good king's work because this was on tape. But what about the stuff that wasn't on tape?
Salakia.
You see what I'm getting at? What about that part?
Salakia, if I may.
Yes, sir.
What about the stuff that nobody just cared, the tapes nobody cared about?
And that's exactly what I'm getting at. Remember, they came over here. This was, and this exactly, you know what I'm saying? And this is
What
the
everybody's
big up.
Yeah, what
This is the
everybody's
big up.
saying.
This is the big up. This is how they sweet talk. This is how they sweet talk.
If I may, what everybody's saying is that the video shows like a complete sense of relaxation.
Oh, yes.
Like they completely in no way were afraid of any, because some of these videos, especially back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago, the officer might curse. When the lieutenant comes on scene, you'll see the lieutenant have to kind of calm him down. Like the lieutenant will give him a look or just be like, calm down, we're gonna deal with internal. And on these guys, like, yeah, we beat the hell out this cat, job well done, I'm about to go see my woman, you want to drink after? They seem completely relaxed, like this is a normal day for us. We beat a niggas behind.
Oh, we go to the car, we're gonna go to the cop bar,
right,
and drink on it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy you a couple drinks. This is with the king. Yeah, he's talking to Maradias, which had honor and charisma, but this is how they come to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is how they come to you, and that's exactly what I'm explaining. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you the difference between an honorable man and you know what I'm saying, between an honorable man and cowards. That's what I'm trying to show. The difference. Yo, y'all looking good. Y'all doing so much work around the community. Ooh-wee. I need y'all to come to the king. You know what I'm saying?
Like as the heathens have done.
Like as what?
The heathen have done.
Oh man, like how the heathen has done. This is how other nations, this is what they do. Read on.
Yea, and the men of Judah also.
Oh, go on. And the men, and say that again?
And the men of Judah also.
Oh, and the men of Judah also. This is, you know what I'm saying? Read on, sir.
And such as remain at Jerusalem.
Go on.
So shall thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
Oh, say that again?
So shall thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
Oh, man, you can come over. These 5 brothers can come over here to the chief. And we're going to all be friends. The district attorney, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to help you out. We rub elbows. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good thing. You know what I mean? We can get you, you know what I'm saying? You become a detective. We get you promotions. You do, you know what I'm saying? You're doing the right thing by learning our philosophy. Read on, sir.
And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold.
What did you say that again?
And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold.
Oh man, I know some of y'all 5, you know what I'm saying? You're five cops that doing this. I know y'all got kids and family. You know what I'm saying? If you continue doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give you all types of raises. You know what I'm saying? You can get another house. You could probably get a vacation house if you roll with me.
Right.
If you roll with me, y'all got good futures over here. Y'all got very good futures. Go on, sir.
I remember American Gangster. I don't know how true it is. The cat told him, "Y'all got this nice beach house. You see that picture over there? It's yours. Just drop the whole Frank Lucas thing."
That's it.
That's it. Just drop. Yeah. Let the ghetto remain a heroin mecca, and you can have this beach house.
Come. That's how they come.
Yeah.
Sweet words, beautiful words. That's what they do, and that's what you say. Read that scripture again, but with the kids.
And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Oh man, this is the officers of the king talking to, you know what I'm saying? Talking to Maradias. Go on, sir.
And another, not to what's called movies, but Training Day. Remember, he went and got that basically illegal search warrant from a bunch of high-powered lawyers and such. You know why? Because you're one of the high-ranking first-grade detectives. What's called any case that comes up about me in an alleyway with a prostitute, yeah, you're gonna throw that away so you can get another warrant. Anything about me doing something malicious, like perverting justice in any way, shape, or form, you're gonna throw that away from me. You become compromised by allowing yourself to be compromised.
That's right. That's right. And that's exactly. You know what I mean? That's exactly where, because they saw the beauty what the king is saying. You know what I'm saying? They saw all that beauty in the training, all that, you know what I'm saying? All that reconstruction of their mind. I'm not black anymore. I'm something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm an African American. I'm not black. I'm an African American. This is what, you know what I'm saying? This is what our slave master is teaching these five. Read on, sir.
Many rewards. 19. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice.
Oh, so this is Mattathias. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't run that game. You know what I'm saying? You can't run that game talking about, yo, well, come over here. We're going to treat you nice. Your kids going to be praised. You know what I'm saying? You're going to come up. You're going to get you know what I'm saying? You're going to get rewards for just, you know what I'm saying? Just taking on the philosophy of me. But he was an honorable man.
Right.
He was an honorable man because he knew who the hell he was. He knew, you know what I'm saying? He knew the law, statutes, and commandments. He knew there's no compromise over here because once I compromise, I lose myself and my people. Read on, sir.
Khan, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him.
The what?
Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of nations under, you know what I'm saying, under this kingdom of America, obey America. You know what I'm saying? Try to do what Americans is doing. You know what I'm saying? The five brothers, they obey American. They obey the precinct. They obey that philosophy with, you know what I'm saying, with, you know what the king is saying. They believe that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are sick, boss. Those people over there is acting up. Send me in there. Send me in there, boss. I'll do it. I'll obey the king. You know what I'm saying? I'm a coward for you, king. Read on, sir.
And fall away every one from the religion of their fathers.
Say that again.
And fall away every one from the religion of their fathers.
Oh, they're going to fall away for all the history of this country from their fathers, those five. Those five. They forgot about what happened. You know what I'm saying? They know the history of the country. I bet they do know that. They went to school. They know the history of this country that did to blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They know the history, the cops between the African American, the so-called African American, so-called African American, the so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American Indian. They know that what the cops was doing. Go ahead, sir.
Well, 3 of them were fraternity members, so they're college educated.
Say that again. They are what?
Fraternity members.
Oh, say that again.
They're Greek fraternity members.
Oh, they what?
Greek fraternity members.
What king was this right here that was talking to Mattathias trying to con him?
If I'm not mistaken, Antiochus.
What was he? What was he? He was a what?
Greek.
He was a guy. He was a Greek. Whatever was going on back then is going on now. Right. These people, you know what I'm saying, want to be black Greeks. They are fraternity members. They college educated. These 5 brothers. They don't know the history of this country. They don't know the history between, you know what I'm saying, the so-called black community, the so-called Hispanic community, so-called Native American Indians with the cops. We know this. This is the stuff that we know. Grab this right here. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat. All right. We'll get there real quick. Slovakia. Okay, there you go right here. I'm gonna read First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 18. Now therefore came thou first and fulfill the king's commandment. No, let me read 17. Let me give you some context. Verse 17. Then answered the king officer and said to Mattathias, on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and a great man in the city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Verse 18. Now therefore came thy first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathens have done. Yea, and the men of Judah, and then Judah also, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain in Jerusalem, so shall thou and thy house be in the numbers of the king, and the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. So it says it right here. You have brothers and sisters that was following the commandments of the king in our country. The same thing that those Memphis cops did. They followed the commandments of the king because they, you know what I'm saying? They want to get the silver and gold by, you know what I'm saying, by these Greeks. That's what they wanted to do. They want to get these rewards. They want their kids, you know what I'm saying? They want their kids to take on the philosophy of the oppressor. But if you take on the philosophy of oppressor, you see what those Memphis cops did to that brother. Nobody didn't stand up for that brother. No one. Verse 19. Then Mattathias answered and said, spake with the Lord's voice. This is what the brother, you know what I'm saying? This is what the brother Mattathias said. 10 toes down. Thou do all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away everyone from the religion of their father. And that's what our brothers and sisters did. But our brother, you know what I'm saying? The brother from Memphis did. They took on the king's philosophy. But somebody took stand up 10 toes down and say, no, we're not going to do this. Obey him and fall away everyone from the religions of their father. Forget what your father said. Forget that. Let's follow what the king says. That's what the other nations is doing. That's what our brothers from Memphis is doing. Let's take on the king. Let's forget what happened to our forefathers. And give consent to his commandments. You know what I'm saying? Let's follow all the protocols of our commander in chief that's in the precinct of Memphis, the police precinct. Let's follow all their commandments. Let's do what they're doing. Let's forget about the history of this country and let's take on the history of this police department. Cowardly. And that's what Mattathias was saying. And that's what I'm saying. That's what Isupk is saying. Nobody's standing up. Nobody's standing up. So like it, sir, we read that verse 20.
Okay. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Say that again, sir.
Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Matter of fact, let's go to 19 and read 19.
19. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away, every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments.
That's right. They getting consent to the king's commandments. That's what they're doing. They're getting consent to the, you know what I'm saying, to the police precinct that's in Memphis. They're giving consent to that. They're getting consent to that. That's what Maridias is saying. That's what somebody that should have did at the precinct. That's that. You know what I'm saying? The 100 law enforcement, the black 100 law enforcement. They should have gave consent. They should have stand up 10 toes down. That's what they should have did. That's what one of them brothers in Memphis should have did. But nobody, no black officer is doing that at this moment in time. Nobody is doing that. Standing up for their brothers.
Right.
No, and nobody, everybody forgot about the history of this country, what they, you know what I'm saying, with this country, what the police department did to their fathers. Because we're a bunch of selfish bastards. We're only thinking about our goddamn self and not our brothers. Now those 5 cops got a body on them. They beat a skinny brother down. And now they was pumping up their chests. A bunch of cowards. Pumping up their chests. Because he ran. Everybody know the rules. Everybody know this. This is in the streets. If you run from the cops, expect to get beat down. You know that, right? You know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
This was taught to me by my father. This is old news. We know there's on the street code. I don't know if they're doing this these days or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But
And
I
I'll tell
remember
you.
this. If you're running from the cops, expect, you know what I'm saying, fetal position.
If I may.
You better get one off or whatever, but you won't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you're going to get beat down and not go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or depending on the situation.
Right.
But if you by yourself or whatever, you're going to get slapped up. You know what I'm saying? Slam or whatever. It happened to me.
Damn.
It happened to me.
If I may, my man's told me about the time his men's ran on him, and one cop obviously had to stay to watch him, and he just let him know, yo, when my partner catches him, he's gonna F him up.
Salaki, so I'm surprised that the one who stayed didn't get beat down, because usually the one who do
Really?
always
Wow.
get beat down too, because their friends broke out. I know this. They beat you down, you know what I'm saying? And you take it, because guess what? Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indian, we internalize this. It's normal. It's normal. They beat us down, probably take some money, and whatever money we got left over, we just jump back on the train and go back home and chop it up to the game. We normalize this stuff. Even squares, that's not even down with that stuff. It happens to. This was a square. He didn't know about that. He don't know about that.
Record.
He telling him that you're doing too much. I never even heard anything like that. You know what I heard that stuff from? This is something new. I never heard of somebody telling the officer you're doing too much. I never heard that.
Yeah, right.
I never heard that before. Oh, go ahead.
Nah, like, you remember Stop and Frisk, right? And Bloomberg got in trouble. I'm like, until Stop and Frisk, I thought that was protocol.
I thought that was broke, and that's what I'm getting.
Like, wait.
I thought
So
this
they're
is
not
what
allowed to
happened.
just randomly see me, tell me to stop and pat me down?
I thought it was standard. I thought it was standard. Where I'm from, it's pretty much standard. You
So
know what I
like,
mean?
I literally was walking down the street one time. They literally, hi, how are you? Took my ID, ran my name.
And guess who's doing this? Guess who was doing the pat down and all that shit? It's like, guess who was doing this stuff? White and black cops.
Forget about it. Like,
This was standard. This is standard. And you know what I'm saying? This was a dude that's not that, you know what I'm saying, don't know anything about this system. He probably thought it was all gravy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, sir.
And I was gonna say, like, the reason is because stop and frisk and a lot of these other policies come with quotas. You need to every week you have a Monday meeting or something, and they're like, you need to frisk X amount of people, right? And it's not for white cops; it's for everybody. Everybody has to do this, but like I said earlier, you cannot do that in a white community. They actually, funny thing is, they followed me from the black community to the white community.
Oh.
They followed me. I was waiting for one friend by a bank. She lived by the bank, but she was taking too long, so I said, screw it. My other man is like, yo, come by the park. And the park is kind of by the nice part of when you get to all the white Russians in Queens, like Forest Hills. So I go by the park over there, and I'm like, what's it called? I'm walking to the park over there. They stopped me like, oh yeah, we saw you just standing by the bank. I'm like, that was like literally 5-10 minutes ago. Like y'all literally followed me and walked the last 5 minutes just to stop me over it for what?
Well, I what you just said, they won't do that in, you know what I'm saying, in the so-called white community.
Right.
I got the same story. They waited the borderline. We got pulled over at the borderline. We was about to pass over the border and we got pulled over. Because we was coming from a white community to a black community. And we got pulled over. Why are you pulling us over? Well, you know, you fit the description.
Of what?
Of anything. Standard. You see what I'm saying? This is what we normalize this stuff. You know what I mean? We normalize this stuff. We know we don't got anything on us. All right, cool. They're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? You know, and let us go.
Right.
I got a ticket by being a designated driver.
How?
Because the person car that I was driving, you know what I'm saying? Because I was the designated driver and I was driving his car.
Right.
But his car had a loud tailpipe.
How to what?
Had a loud tailpipe. So I told the officer, I'm a designated driver. I'm taking him back, you know what I'm saying? Back home, sir. And clearly he knew that, you know, I wasn't drinking or anything like that.
Right.
He said, well, you know, it's a loud tailpipe. The person that was sitting right
That's
next to me
illegal?
was saying that was his car. It was his car.
Right.
But a loud tailpipe was illegal, and he said it was a loud tailpipe, and I got a ticket for the loud tailpipe.
How much was the ticket?
Oh no, I got it off. But this is what the judge said to me. You ready for this? No good deed going unpunished.
Yeah, right.
That's what he said to me.
Right.
I'm like, what? That's what I said. I said, what?
Wait, why were you shocked?
Only in this country you can say things like that.
What you mean?
I was doing a good deed,
but
I was getting punished for it. In this country. That's what the judge said to me. That's the reason why I said it in my class all the time. No good deed going unpunished. Because you did a good deed. Only
I'm
gonna say this.
But he let you off though.
Yeah, he let me off.
So he said the cop was in the wrong.
Huh?
No, the cop was in the wrong.
No. The way it was, you know what I'm saying? It was a loud tailpipe. Right. I explained it to him what it was.
Right. That's not.
But there's no reason for me to there's
right.
no reason for me to be here, so on and so forth.
Right.
And that's what the judge say, no good deed going unpunished. So if somebody's doing a good deed, it's going to be punished.
Right. But he let you off because
he let me off. Yeah, he let me off.
Because
it was so inconvenient because I had to go upstate. I live in Yonkers. This was like 2 hours away. And it was, you know what I'm saying? You already know. Loud tailpipe, come on.
They do stuff like that, so you just shut up and pay.
Yes.
It's more convenient.
Yes. So that's it, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the scripture. Let's get back to the scripture. Read 19 again, sir.
Then Martha's answered and spake with a loud voice. though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments. 20, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Go on.
God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
Wait, say that again.
God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
So for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we ain't supposed to forsake our law, our statutes or commandments. We ain't supposed to do that. That's a law. But we want to take on the philosophy of our oppressor, and look at the result. 5 brothers beat down, beat down a brother, and nobody stand up for that brother. No one out of those 5. Because he was out. He wasn't a police officer. He wasn't like us. But then again, he's supposed to still have mercy. They learned this in the fraternities. They was educated brothers. They know about Black history. Go ahead, sir.
I bet a lot of them took African American studies.
Most likely they did. But they want to be slave masters. You could drop that, sir. You could drop that, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, let me get because even Christ, this is what Christ was talking about. He had to come on the scene, you know what I'm saying? Because whatever Christ was saying, he was also the Old Testament was also saying. So let me get Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 22. Because for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you know what I'm saying? We don't know brotherhood. We don't know sisterhood. We don't know fatherhood. We don't know this stuff because we follow our slave master. Because we are the Israelite, and we so hard-headed and stiff-necked. In spite of all the history of this country, we still following our slave master. We still doing it. We're not standing up for no brothers. We ain't standing up for no sisters. We ain't doing none of that. Because we don't know how to. We have to be retaught again. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 4 and 22, sir, if you have it.
Jeremiah 4 and 22, for my people is foolish.
Say that again.
For my people is foolish.
Oh, this is my brother Jeremiah. He was talking to his brothers and sisters and saying this. What he said?
For my people is foolish.
Oh, for my people is foolish. This is what we do. Those 5 brothers is foolish. Read on, sir.
They have not known me.
They have what?
Not known me.
Oh, man, we don't want to follow the Most High God. We want to follow, you know what I'm saying, the king of this kingdom right now. We want to follow our oppressor. We want to follow the snow roach, the floppy hat wearers, the sun dodgers, the shaved monkeys. We want to follow, that's a new one, sir. The shaved monkeys. That's what they are. We want to follow them. Read on, sir.
They have not known me. They are sottish children.
They are what?
Sottish children.
Oh man, they are senseless. They are stupid and senseless children. Read on.
And they have none understanding.
They have what?
None understanding.
Oh man, they don't have no understanding of the Lord's statute and commandment. These 5 brothers don't have no understanding to say, hell no, I'm not going to let this brother die right here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to protect this brother because that's my job to do. You don't have no understanding of the Most High God, because if you love the Most High God, you would keep his commandments. No, he had love of his slave master. Read on, sir.
They are wise to do evil.
They are what?
Wise to do evil.
They are, you know what I'm saying? These 5 brothers are what?
Wise to do evil.
Oh, man, they are wise to kill their other brother. They are wise to do evil. That was an evil act. 5 against. Why? And was this brother handcuffed? He was handcuffed. They knew that he needed medical treatment because it's so goddamn obvious. They're gonna prop him up to act like that he's okay, and just look at him like a piece of filth, a piece of garbage. That's what they did. A bunch of goddamn cowards. A bunch of them. And when it's time to stand up, nobody wanted to stand up. In the heat of the moment. To do the goddamn right thing. Nobody stood up for them.
Like, and
Go ahead, sir.
one thing Commander General Yohana said last night, and it's like, I always keep going back to this, but your criminality makes Tyree Nichols' death possible. Meaning, I'm going to just keep saying this, like, they were so banking that this brother was some type of criminal. Like they said, once the papers come back, once his record comes back, everything will be fine. But then they got the records back. Nah, this is a good boy.
There's
They
no
had
record.
to lie. You basically, they
There's
had
no
to lie to
record.
the mother and say it was a DUI. The parents automatically didn't believe it.
Salaki, sir, if I may, that's what they did to me. When you know what I'm saying? When I was, my lawyer said, yo, do you have any criminal records or anything like that? Even though, you know what I'm saying, I did, you know what I'm saying, I repent for a lot of things.
Right.
But I did not have no criminal record.
Right.
He asked me, have you been to jail? Have you been all this stuff. I
Right.
said, nah, hell no, I ain't no goddamn criminal.
Right.
And this is when I, you know what I'm saying, when I start changing my life, so on and so forth. I ain't no goddamn criminal. But he was looking for something.
Right.
He was looking for something. The officers on me was looking for something. You know what I mean? And that's how they do. Let it come back. Did he smoke some weed? Or we could pull the weed narrative. This is what they do. When you find out he's a, you know what I'm saying? He's just a regular dude on the block that's going to school and getting chicks.
He's a FedEx worker.
Goddamn FedEx worker.
He
Going
is
to job.
He's a union He's a union employee.
No, ain't no unions in FedEx a lot.
Oh, FedEx ain't got union.
They slaves. They a bunch of slaves. And the FedEx, yo, he got to go to work. Goddamn 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning.
That's why they caught him so late like that, right? Yeah.
2 in the morning, he got to go to work. He's late for work. He's late for work. He got to go to work because you got to get up. Yo, and he got a slave when he get there. He got a slave when he get there. I know about it. I know about it. If FedEx could bring back slavery, they will, and they have. Shout out to FedEx. I know what's up. But that's what they was canning on? If he's a criminal? That's what our slave master, because you know why they was canning on that? Because they was trained to can on that. They was trained to look towards that. That's what they was doing. That's their mentality. Because they was trained for that.
And that like level of, because that's a very dangerous thought process to have, because if I can treat you a certain way physically because you are a criminal, where does that stop? Where does that end? Right? A prostitute's a criminal. Can I treat her a certain way? What's it called physically? She's a prostitute. And that's why you also see a lot of them getting in trouble for that.
So, if I could say this.
Con.
Where is their heart is their treasure.
Right.
That's where their heart was at. Their heart was on a rapist. That was their loyalty was loud on a rapist, a murderer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. This is all, people think this is something new. This is all old. We took on, you know what I'm saying, the philosophy of our oppressor. That's where their treasure was. Yo, I got to make money for my family. I got to beat down, you know what I'm saying? I got to make these arrests. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to integrate into the, you know what I'm saying, into the kingdom of my slave master and put on the traits of my slave master. I got to do this.
Or else.
I got to do this. There's no else. The thing is that they know the history. It's not like that no more. This is their mentality. As you can see, it is like that. It still was. You were just, you know what I'm saying? You were just an overseer. a slave catcher. That's what you was doing. You was a slave catcher back then. I heard this story before. I heard those stories with them five guys. If you bring up it was a sister that got beat down by a brother. Finley McHaven. I think that's how you pronounce her name. If I'm pronouncing it. You ever heard of her?
What's the name?
Family Mahaman. If anybody in the chat, Family Mahaman.
How do you spell the first name?
She was a civil rights
Fami?
yeah.
Fammy?
Comic-Con, yeah, old school name. Heavy set sister.
Fami.
Yeah, I think she was a Democrat. I think one of the Democrat leaders.
How do you spell the last name?
Man, I'm trying to remember how to pronounce it. But it was a thing that she was talking about when she got when she got arrested, and in the cell, the officers was there, and there was some brothers there also. And the officers said to the brother that you better beat her up or we're gonna kill you. And they beat that woman up.
Fami?
I think, yeah, Fami Mahaman. If I'm mistaken, it's Locke, sir. What's name? But that just trigger of what was going on. But yeah, she's telling the story that.
How do you don't got no idea how to spell the last name?
Lie, sir. No, I'm trying to pronounce it correctly. It was a funny kind of last name, Mahaman or something like that.
Her name Fammy.
Yes.
Because nothing really comes up. And it's not Fanny, not.
Drop Fanny. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. But she was a civil rights activist. This is going on for Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? Our people, you know what I'm saying? We foolish. You know what I'm saying?
Fanny Lou Hamer?
Lou Hamer, yeah, that's what it is. You see it, right?
Yeah, Khan.
With the water, sir. And she was talking about a story when she got beat up. And she got beat up, guess by our own people, by the orders of white cops.
Hold up.
Hold up, Salaki. So what
It was there's an interview of her saying it, or
yeah, it was an interview of her saying it. Comic-Con, Salaki, sir.
what's going on?
All right. It's on the second. Okay, it's on Friday. All right. But still, you know what I'm saying? Still letting Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians know we can't do this anymore. You know what I mean? We can't, you know, Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians, we cannot do this anymore. We got.
Arrived at the Winona Depot
We have, you know,
by sitting at the white owner.
Khan.
We have to, you know what I'm saying? We have to look out for each other, but I know that we don't know how to. We don't know how to. That brother got beat down in Memphis, and somebody should have stand up for him. Somebody should have stand up for him. Let's all go.
I got it when you need it.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah, Khan.
Comic-Con. Can you play that? Can you play that, please? So, matter of fact,
It's lock it. Hold on.
you having to play it? Let me.
Yeah, Khan. I think you got to go to 3.
Comic-Con. Yeah.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, go ahead, sir.
On June 9th, 1963, Fannie Lou Hamer and other civil rights activists were arrested in Winona, Mississippi. The demonstrators refused to leave the white section of a Greyhound bus they'd been traveling on. When they arrived at the Winona bus depot, they continued their protest by sitting at the white-only lunch counter inside the terminal. The police ordered the group to go to the colored side of the depot.
All words, right?
They were arrested when
I don't believe it's.
Can't do it.
one of the group tried to write down the police officer's patrol car license number. At the county jail,
I can't find
white jailers forced two African American prisoners to beat Mrs. Hamer with loaded blackjacks. Mrs. Hamer was nearly killed.
Yeah, he's talking about it.
He's talking
As
about
she regained consciousness,
Yeah, Con.
she overheard one of the white officers say, "We could put them SOBs in the big black river and nobody would ever find them." Mrs. Hamer never fully recovered from the attack. She lost vision in one eye,
Because we-
forced two patrol car license number. They were arrested when one of the group tried to write down the police officer's patrol car license number. At the county jail, white jailers forced two African American prisoners to beat Mrs. Hamer with loaded blackjacks.
What was that?
American prisoners
What was that right?
to beat Mrs. Hamer with loaded blackjacks.
What was that right there? Look at that. Look at that. That was a sister. Two of them. He did an interview. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody. You're going to find him so I can say. You know what I'm saying? For time's sake.
Yeah, Con.
Look what happened with two brothers that beat down a sister with a stick, blinded one of her eye. They couldn't stand up and say, "Yo, 10 toes down."
Right.
They couldn't do that. So what? This is my sister right here. I'm not going to allow that to happen because we want to follow our slave master. We don't know that we Israel. We don't want to follow the Lord's statute commandments. We want to do what we want to do. Oh no, that's not us. That's not, you know what I mean? That's some other different type of black people. That's not part of us. Those 5 cops, that's exactly what they did to Family Haman back in the days. Those are the same cops. Those are the same black cops back then. They did, you know what I'm saying? They beat that sister down the way they beat this brother down right here. That was all right there?
Hold up.
They was doing it back then. This is old news right here. We're going to go right now. We're going to go to Salakia.
Hold up.
We're going to go to Proverbs chapter. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull Proverbs chapter 16, verse 29. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 29.
And after I was put in this cell, I could just hear some horrible.
So this is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This is what we forgot right here. Somebody should have stood up for that one.
This is her actually talking about
This
it.
is that right here?
Yeah, Con.
Come throw out it, sir.
I
Probably
understand.
go off on this one right here.
The registration workshop, to it was just
Oh,
train.
if you want it,
Proverbs, we're going to
I'll get it while it's playing.
16 and 29. Proverbs 16 and 29.
And teaching us how to register to pass the literacy test. And it was giving us enough training that we could tell other people, how to pass the literacy test. We finished the workshop and then we got the Continental Trailway bus to come back to Mississippi. And we got to Winona, Mississippi, I would say about 10:30 that Sunday morning. And 4 people got off of the bus, to use the restaurant to get food. And 2 people got off use the washroom while I was still on the bus. When I looked through the glass, I saw the people rush out, and I stepped off to see what had happened. And Miss Ponder told me that it was a state highway patrolman and a chief of police on the inside, and began to tap them on the shoulders with billy clubs and order them to get out. And I said, well, this is Mississippi. I saw them when they began to put the 5 people, what was, off the bus, began to put them in the highway patrolman's car. And she said, get back on the bus, Miss Hamer. And then I heard somebody scream from the car that she was in and said, get that one there. And then a white man stepped out of a car and told me I was under arrest. And when he opened the door and I went to get in the car, he kicked me. And they carried me on down to the county jail. Then when I walked in with the 2 white men that had carried me down, and they cursed me all the way down, they would ask me questions, and when I would try to answer, they would tell me to hush. And I was put in a cell with Miss Yvesta Simpson. And after I was put in the cell, I could just hear some horrible screams, and I would hear somebody when they say, can't you say yes, sir, nigger? Can't you say yes, sir? And they would call her names that I wouldn't want to go on tape. And she said, yes, I can say yes, sir. So I said, and she said, I don't know you well enough. And I would hear when she would hit the floor again. And finally, she began to pray, and she asked God to have mercy on these people because they didn't know what they was doing.
What was that? You heard? She was in a jail cell, hearing what was going on next door. Another sister was getting beat down by these officers, and she said, "Lord, forgive you."
On these people because they didn't know what they was doing.
They don't know.
And after a while, they passed out mercy on these people because they didn't.
That's what Christians do. You know what I mean? Because we've been taught this Christianity is telling, you know what I'm saying, you're getting beat down, you know what I'm saying, by our oppressor, and say they don't know what they're doing. But when it comes to your brother, when it comes to your sister, there's no forgiveness. There's no forgive them. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing but malice towards your brothers and sisters. You go on, sir.
God.
Didn't know what they was doing. And after a while, they passed my cell door with this young woman, Miss Annelle Ponder. And one of her eyes looked like blood, and her hair was standing up on.
Yeah. You hear this?
Yeah.
This is men beat. This is our brothers beating down our sisters by the orders of our slave master. This is what's going on. And she's like, the sister was praying for the slave master, talking about forgiveness. What is that going on with us, Israel? What the hell is going on with us? Another 600 years, we're going to be a bunch of goddamn cowards and a bunch of selfish bastards? We ain't going to stand up? We're going to always worry about ourselves but not our people? When the hell are we going to stand the hell up for this and show some compassion to our people? And talk, you know what I'm saying? And talk righteous talk towards our slave master. And say, hell no, this is not going to go on. Talk to an unrighteous brother and say, hell no, I'm not going to kill that brother. I'm not going to sell drugs to that brother or that sister. I'm not going to do it. When are we going to do this? Oh, we're going to be another 600 years. We're going to be caught up in this mess. Yahushua came down and was an example how to be. How to love each other. If we love each other, we love the Most High God. We keep His laws, statutes, and commandments. We don't suffer sin upon Him. We don't hold no grudges. We go to Him and Him alone and iron out differences. That's a law. Deuteronomy, you know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy chapter, what is that, 23 and 17? That shall not be no whore as a daughter of Israel. Now sodomites. Now I'm putting on the philosophy. Now whoring out our daughters like these other nations doing. Oh, she's a whore, so I could treat her like dirt. Maybe you know what I'm saying? Who is you? If she treat herself like dirt, yo, I have no problem treating her like dirt. Yo, how is that possible? You just don't be that person. Don't treat her like dirt. We have to stand up 10 toes down, Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. It's time to stand up 10 toes down and tell our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our fathers, our aunties, our uncles, no more. No goddamn more. No more being a coward. I'm going to stand up for the Lord. The Lord told me to love my brother. This is how I love my brother, by keeping the law, statute, commandments. That's how I do it. I know Leviticus chapter 19. I know if my brother's crying, I'm going to hold him down. I'm going to die for my brother. That's no greater love than that. This is what I'm going to do. Can you play that last video and we're going to leave off on that? This is our sister getting beat down by 2 brothers. Go on, sir.
On her head, and her clothes had been torn. And then 3 white men came to my cell, and one of them was a state highway patrolman, and he asked me where I was from, and I told him I was from Roosevelt, and I guess he called Roosevelt, and they didn't like me in Roosevelt because I worked with voter registration there. And when he came back, he said, "You damn right." They said, "You're from Roosevelt, all right, and we gonna make you wish you was dead."
Yeah, Con.
The reason we have a Mississippi Freedom Democrat.
If anybody want to look it up, you know what I'm saying? It was family, how you pronounce that?
Fannie Lou Hamer.
There you go. Look her up and look at, you know what I'm saying, the brutality of her. 2 brothers decided not to stand 10 toes down, decided not to die, you know what I'm saying? Not to die on a goddamn shield. Being a bunch of cowards like them 5 cowards in Memphis. Like them 5 cowards that's in the precinct right now. We'll keep it like that, you know? That's what we need. We need brotherhood. We need sisterhood. We need to learn these law, statutes, commandments. We need to understand that we are a righteous people, and we need to come back to the righteousness. And by us coming back to the righteousness, we come into the Most High God. This is what we need. And we don't have it. What happened, Israel? This is what happens. We want to be hard-headed and stiff-necked, and our brothers and sisters dying in the streets. Our brothers and sisters getting beat down by police officers that's in white faces and black faces. But they're all underneath white supremacy. What are we going to do, Israel? Let me get this last scripture, sir. Ecclesiasticus.
So you don't want the Proverbs? The Luke.
Yeah, we go to stop. You can yeah, matter of fact, get the Luke.
Luke 6 and what?
It was matter of fact, go to Mark 12 and 31. Because this is
6 and 31. You want the Mark instead?
Come on.
All right, Mark 12 and 31.
Yeah, come on, if I'm not mistaken.
12 and 31.
Let me see here. Salaki, sir. Oh, Comic-Con. Read 28.
20 what?
Go to 28 and then read down to 31.
Luke 12 and 28. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all?
So this is a scribe that was air hustling, listening to his brothers and listening to Yahushua and his brothers talking, you know what I'm saying, talking. So they wanted, you know what I'm saying, and he wanted to know what's going on. Read on, sir.
29. 29, and Yahushua answered him, first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord.
Hear, O Israel. He only talking to the Israelites. He's not talking to nobody else. This is Christ talking to his brothers and sisters. That's what he's doing. And there's a scribe that was listening to another Israelite, was listening to what he was saying, because the stuff that he was talking about was brotherhood. Read on, sir.
Con 30, and thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind.
You see, that's going along with your damn Trinitarians. This is Christ telling about to love the Most High God. He's not God. He's telling you how to love the Most High God. Read on.
With Salakia, this is the, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
That's the first commandment. Love the Most High God. What's the love? To follow his laws. That's what's the commandments. Read on, sir.
31, and the second is like.
Oh,
namely,
this is the second important commandment. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what the brothers in Memphis forgot about. This is what the brothers back then forgot about. This is what Christ was preaching. And this is what that scribe forgot about. He was teaching the scribe about this commandment, because he wasn't doing it. Read on, sir.
And the second is like, namely this.
Go on.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt do what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
If you love the Most High God, you will do what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
You're loving the Most High God is following the Lord's statute commandments. That's in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Mean, you know what I'm saying? Don't hold no grudges. Don't hate thy, you know what I'm saying, thy brother in thy heart. But read on, sir.
There is none other commandment greater than these.
This is what?
None other commandment greater than these.
This, you know what I'm saying? That's the love. That's how we love blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians. Those Memphis cops did not know how to love. We don't know how to love. This Bible, our Constitution, our history book, going to teach us how to love the Most High God and how to love one another. There's commandments in the Constitution. There's no in the American Constitution. There's no you're supposed to love your brother. There's nothing there. It's not teaching you how to love your brother at all. But in this Bible, it's teaching us how to love a brother. And with that, I'm preaching Officer Paratazar out of Yonkers, New York. You know what I'm saying? And this is Isupk. Start off from 1 West on 125th Street under Commander Junior Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians how to love their brother according to the Bible. Right. How to love the Most High God according to the Bible. How to love their sister according to the Bible. To understand that we are the 12 tribes of Israel. How to love one another and no more killing. No more of that stuff going on. How to stand 10 toes down when you're in the midst of evil and the Most High God is in your corner. And you could say, hell no, I'm not going to let this happen to my brother. And I'm willing to die. And with that, you know what I'm saying? And with that, we have, you know what I'm saying? We have food drive, prison programs. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the Yonkers area, in the Westchester area, my number is 914-396-4548. If you know what I'm saying, if you can't reach me at that number, you can call 914-557-3099, and we will help you out with some food. You know what I'm saying, counseling, so on and so forth. We have, like I said, we have prison programs, GED programs. Right now, we have, you know what I'm saying, the Passover coming up April 1st. So, you know what I'm saying, we have $200, 17 and up, paying for the Passover fee. You know what I'm saying, to make sure you go to isupk.com, scroll down, look for the location close to you so you get some additional information. And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to preaching officer Abayu.
Most High in Christ, Shalom, Israel. Just